Latam, so you see, I'll first address the Ghana Medical and Dental Association. That their member is seated here in the studio defending unwholesome food. And I thought they should know. Now, back in studio to my submission. This morning, Akia says that the NPP has outperformed the NDC in whatever. They've outperformed us in the city. They've outperformed us in feeding children unwholesome food. Anytime the NPP says they've outperformed, it means they've done worse. And that's simply what the NPP is known for. Lantam, the NPP is cruel, basic. If this is not cruelty, someone should help me with a synonym. Because I want you to show the videos. I think it would help. Maybe Akia hasn't seen the videos. And so to be a medical practitioner and sit here in studio and actually defend unwholesome food because of politics, I think really it shouldn't be the case.
Well, the FDA looked at it. The FDA didn't think it was unwholesome. The FDA has got doctors.
See you to show. Would you even serve it to your dog and actually incur the cost of veterinary services? Lantam, answer me. Show the videos and tell our viewers whether you, Lantam, or maybe Akia will tell us, will any of us serve it to our dogs? Or would any of us serve this food to our worst enemy? I don't think so. Growing up, I think we were taught something basic. My mother will tell you that if it is this shirt you want to give to somebody, it should be something in good condition, something that ideally you would wear. It is not because the dress is worn out, the shoe is worn out, and it's the reason you are giving it out. If it is wholesome, why would they repackage? Why would they not provide expiry dates? And this morning, a medical practitioner wants us to believe that, oh, it was far back in February that this thing came up and the food has been dispatched and what have you. Can she also confirm, or can the NPP confirm that so all the food has been consumed? Now, if all the food had not been consumed and these schools still have some in their warehouses, it means that the quality, right? It means that the nutritional value of this rice is actually depreciation by the day and getting worse by the day. But of course, the hands of the heads of the schools are so tight. And so they will feed it to the students either ways. And on this note, let me call on the Ghana Medical Association once again. They should be worried. Because if the students have consumed this rice and still consuming, there is a pandemic in waiting. On this note, I think that parents should be worried. The battle should not only be left to the minority. Absolutely no. Journalists should be worried. Every well-meaning Ghanaian should be worried. Lantam, I'm a producer, please show the video. Because, you know, the NPP thinks that it can serve the students unwholesome food, right? And it doesn't even prick their conscience. It doesn't even tickle them. That we will serve unwholesome food to students, and then we will come back and then play with words, grammar, expiry, best before. Which of us seated here, and like you asked, will take a can of drink, and when you see best before, and it's even a day to 2 days to, sometimes even a month to, we are actually skeptical because we think that, oh, it's a month to, so the standard may not be the same. But this morning, the NPP, under the leadership of Nana Adanko Ekufuado and Dr. Bawumia, wants us to believe that simply because parents can't afford and they are helping them, so they will give them substandard food in school. It is never the case. The Ghanaian can feed their children. Of course, when the children vacate, they go home. And when they go home, I'm not sure that any parent would feed their child with the kind of footages we are seeing. And so it will be wise. It will be prudent. It will be prudent for the NPP to rather applaud the Honorable Samuel Kudetu Ablakwa. It will be prudent for the ordinary Ghanaian parents, for the Ghana Medical Association to say that kudos, Honorable Okujetu Ablakwa, but for your diligence, the school children will be fed this food, and then later there would be, all sort of sicknesses, there will be all sort of complications, and then we can't really trace to where, these stomach aches or these diseases are coming from. The NPP is risking the lives of our students in school. Maybe today we are not seeing the impact, but I can assure you that the impact may be delayed. But what is it also with the NPP and repackaging? We were here in this country when they packaged Dr. Bawumia for us, economic messiah, not knowing he was an economic oppressor. Today, they've actually repackaged rice. What next does the NPP intend to repackage? The NPP is the example of everything bad in this country. So in the interest of public health, maybe the NPP doesn't know, it is not okay to actually feed school children food that has questionable standard or questionable quality. That is what we are saying. Once there is a doubt in your mind, right? Once you are questioning the quality of the food, you are questioning the quality of water that you are drinking. Of course, I don't think that you consume it, because by the time it enters your bloodstream, it is not like a shoe that you say that I'll wear the shoe. If it doesn't fit, I'll take it off. The food would be consumed. But for the vigilance of Honorable Kujetua Blakwa, you think that what we are seeing on our screens today, the NPP will come and tell us that we are feeding your kids this kind of food under the free SHS? And let the record be set straight. The NPP will not cower anybody into a sudden fright. They will not threaten anybody that anytime you criticize the free SHS, be it constructive or not, then you are anti-free SHS. It is them who is anti-free SHS. Because if this is the NPP's description of free, if this is the NPP's description of bold solution, indeed, this is the bold solution that the NPP has for educational system. And this morning, Equia will sit here and say that we have actually outperformed the NDC. I think she should retract that. What NPP communicators and what the NPP administration should be doing is to actually be, offering an unqualified apology to the good people of Ghana. But you come on TV and then, full chest, you insult our intelligence because is that what we are being told? There is another jinga that Akwa here na Jalomo. Let me do a literal translation. That they would give the inferior nature of rice to fools. It's another jinga. So maybe the NPP thinks that those of us who put our kids in the free SHS system, we are fools, and so they will serve them this kind of rice. And that brings us to what solution the visionary John Dramani Mahama is professing for the free SHS. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said that in the first 120 days of his administration, he would actually hold the National Education Dialogue. And so media persons will be there, parents will be there, teachers will be there, other stakeholders will be there. Even donors would be there. Let us think through the policy. Which aspects of the policy, which aspects of the implementation needs a review? And by the time NPP hears review, they think it's cancellation. Every time the NPP will play on grammar, cancellation is review. Best before is not expiry. Please, governance is not about coming to, do interpretation this morning, the NPP can assume that, assume in their mind of minds, that it is molds and water when you keep it in the warehouse and what. They would explain. We are being told this morning that, the last distribution was in February. Does that mean the last consumption was in February? The thinking of the NPP.
So you think the food can be kept there from February to this time? Really?
Please.
I'm not getting a time after yours, so I'll know what you lie on here.
I was seated here when you were talking. What I'm saying is that the last distribution was in February. And so, confidently, they have data to prove that all the schools have actually consumed what they distributed, or some schools are actually keeping some. Because bear in mind, the repackaging that they did not have, if in their own explanation, expiry dates. best before expiry. The repackaging, did they have? No. And so the school will decide, I'm keeping this till forever. I'm keeping this till the end of 2020, or I'm actually rationing the food till the end of 2024. And we are being told, oh, accept it. It is the bold solution. What I'm saying, and in wrapping up, is that the NPP has no bold solution to offer. They only have rotting solution. And beyond that, they will come back to play grammar, review council, best before expiry. Let us vote against them. Ghanaians are not angry enough. If we were angry, this footage, parents should be on the streets. The Ghana Medical Association should have actually issued a presser on this to condemn the feeding of innocent children and wholesome food.
It's full of
but you sat here, you are defending propaganda. You sat here, you are defending propaganda. It is not. It's not wholesome. You have to eat some on live TV. Let's cook some for a PRTV on live TV.
We'll end the breakfast review segment here.
Because instead it's not unwholesome.
Thank you very much. Now, New York is a member of the NDC's communications team.
Because you just landed, but because you are the ones complaining.
You see, every single thing this MPP government is adopting to rig this year's election. No. The Electoral Commission is an extension of the MPP. I would say it's an extension of the MPP because we have elements within the MPP. Are you aware that as we speak right now in Jabuso, Minta Akando has discovered that party executives, polling station party executives, have been selected by the Electoral Commission, simply moving them from their polling station to other polling stations to work as Electoral Commission officers at polling centers. But you see,
is that not an allegation?
No, he's done an entire press conference on it. You will see, by end of the day today, you see, he's done an entire press conference on it, giving names, phone numbers, platforms they are on, their numbers with the EC list that has been provided. He made an entire press conference. In fact, he did a presentation of it. So the Electoral Commission is simply an extension of the MPP headquarters. But what we're telling them is that, and what they refuse to understand is that, whether they like it or not, this year's election, inshallah, they are not winning the election. There is the Brigadier, Michael Opoku, after he went to do the things that he did at Tayasu West Wagon. Today he has been, selected and then elevated in July, and he's in Asotware training MPP hoodlums, getting them ready for the 2016, 2020.
NDC allegations.
No, not NDC allegations. You see, Rosalind, what people don't realize is that in the military, in the police service, there are people that are sympathetic to the NDC, whether you like it or not. This same brigadier we are talking about, there are people close to him who are giving information. Close to him. So it would amaze them to know that on the day of election, every single, we are like 3 steps ahead of them, 3 steps. And then we give them tits and bits and pieces. That's what we do. Electoral Commission, we catch them, BVR, BVD, we just give them tits and bits and pieces. But this election, whether they like it or not, what we're saying is that, why on earth is it that you don't have serial number problems in Ashanti region, in Eastern region, but you have serial number problems in Volta region? How did it happen? How did it happen? This is the Electoral Commission who is telling you, be comfortable. We can assure you. We assure you. And the fact that we hadn't even, assuming we didn't even see it to talk about it. And they're always comfortable. Look at them. They are comfortable. He will tell you there's nothing wrong with it. He will tell you, oh, what is it? There's still time. That's what he will tell you. There's still time. Don't worry. But we're telling them they will produce those ballot papers for Volta region. They will produce it whether they like it or not. We will go into that election. Nothing is going to happen. We will stand and we will police every single thing they are planning in Ashanti region. Listen, peace. You spoke about it earlier on, Rosemary. Peace is not the absence of violence. Peace is not the absence of, pretty much you don't get peace by being unequitable. You get peace by being equitable. You get peace by being justful. So if you want everybody to be just, Rosalind, if anybody walks to your house today, puts a gun to your head, in your house, in your space, Rosalind, and you have a way to fight back and you have a gun, wallahi, Rosalind, and you're probably even more tactical than he is, you will murder him before he murders you. Do you know why? Because you have a right to live.
But we are still preaching peace.
We will preach peace, but I'm saying that in the circumstances, no, in the
And I like the fact that you corrected that
Exactly.
sentence, because people will, I know Ghanaians, they will go and cut it and then they'll be using it on social media and all of that.
That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day,